Good schmeevening everyone, and welcome back to the Barry Maxwell channel, the place you go to find stupid noises and imbecilic behaviour. I'm the one and only Wizard Pizza, and today I've cooked up a little tutorial for my dear friends who need some guidance in regards to certain gameplay mechanics in the new Call of Duty Cold War Zombies. The thing I'm referring to is the salvage drops that you can receive after killing zombies and elites. I myself love the idea of this because it gives you more of a goal to work towards, but at first I had no clue how to use it. Now I think I've got enough knowledge to give some advice on it, and that's the subject of today's video. So enough bollocks, let's get straight into the guide. So jumping straight into a game, the first type of salvage you're most likely to grab is the uncommon salvage, which will be highlighted green. Uncommon salvage drops are each multiples of 50, so you pick one up and you will receive 50 uncommon salvage. Pretty straightforward stuff. Then there is the rare salvage, which is glowing blue and visibly bigger. This is a lot less common in the lower rounds, but does appear more as you go higher. These are measured in multiples of 10, so if you pick one up, you will have 10 rare salvage. Now on to what the salvage does. It can be used for 3 different things overall, which are weapon damage tiers, armour upgrades, and making grenades or support items. I'm going to explain each of these in order that I think is most important to least important. Bearing in mind these are my opinions. You don't have to think the same, it's entirely up to you what you put your salvage towards. Starting off with the weapon damage tiers. Entering a game with a weapon you've chosen from your loadout will give you a common rating, which will highlight the name of your gun in red. This is the lowest damage tier you can have, as it's the default when you start. In order to upgrade your weapon damage tier, first you need to find the upgrade station, which I like to call the armour stand. This is located just outside the entrance to the particle accelerator if you're coming from the med bay, which is where Speed Cola resides. Up first is the uncommon tier, which is highlighted green. This will cost a low price of 500 uncommon salvage, which is easily acquired. After that we go to rare tier, which is highlighted blue. At a price of 1,000 uncommon At a price of 1,000 uncommon salvage, this is very agreeable for the damage that it will be doing in the lower rounds. Moving higher, we find the epic tier, which will be highlighted purple. This will cost you exactly 500 rare salvage, so it may take a little time before you get this, but the rare tier will keep you safe up until this point. Then there is the legendary tier, which will be highlighted orange, and this is the highest tier you can go with your gun. This will cost you a whopping 1,000 rare salvage, so it will take a little time to get up there. So it will take a little while for you to get to this point, but it is definitely worth it if you're trying to get to a higher round, or, if you're XP, or just to have fun. Now we're going to move on to the armour system, which in my mind is the second thing you should concentrate on when using your salvage, purely due to the fact that Quick Revive and Juggernaut do such a great job in this game. Also, can we just appreciate the fact that we have Jug back after 3 years? The armour system allows you to take less damage from the zombies and the elites, but you will still lose health. Every time you get hit, your armour breaks little by little until finally it breaks completely, but you can still rebuild it by picking up armour plates dropped by elites or zombies. Sometimes you will get lucky in the early rounds and pick up one of these armour jackets from a dead zombie, which will save you a total of 500 uncommon salvage, which really isn't that much. But if you don't manage to grab one of these before you get to the armour stand, no problem, just purchase it and you're good to go. This will give you 1 bar of armour. Next armour level will cost you an extra 1,000 uncommon salvage, which again is easily obtainable during your game, so feel free to upgrade it to level 2 at the armour stand when you're ready. The last level of armour is going to cost you a mere 250 rare salvage, which is so much cheaper than the weapon tier upgrades. So it'll be tempting to get that instead of upgrading your weapons, but my advice to you would be to increase your weapon damage and buy Jug and Quick Revive instead. But like I said at the beginning, it's entirely up to you how you play your game. You do you. Finally, we come to the last usage of the salvage, and that would be our buildables, aka grenades and score streak abilities. The prices for the lethal and tactical grenades are both paid for using the uncommon salvage, whereas the supports are all paid for via the rare salvage. In order to build any of these, you must first get to a workbench, which there are only 2 of. These can be found in the yard just before the door into the Omega Outpost, or just after you enter the tunnel from the pond area. Now, the grenades are all paid for via uncommon salvage, like I said. The tactical options you can choose from are stim shots, which heal you upon activation, costing only 100, stun grenades costing 250, decoys costing 500, and the classic monkey bomb costing 1000. In lethal, we have tomahawks for 100, frags for 250, semtex for 250, molotovs at 500, and C4 at 500. Moving on to the supports, which, like I said earlier, are paid for via your rare salvage. This is where the fun stuff can be found. So in support, we have the combat bow at 50, the sentry turret at 100, the war machine also at 100, a self-revive costing 250, and the most fun in my opinion, the chopper gunner at 250. But you don't always have to make these at the workbenches. The grenades are all dropped by zombies randomly, and the supports are all in the mystery box apart from the self-revive, which can also be dropped randomly by a zombie. Now, you can choose to run whatever you like out of these options because they are all so fun to use within your game. But I personally like to run stim shots so I can heal quicker if the bogeyman is f***ing me in the arse with his snot rockets. I also like to run C4 because it's the most powerful explosive that you can carry. Support-wise, you spawn in... What? Support-wise, you spawn into the game with a self-revive in solo, but not on multiplayer. So if you're still new, then it may be a good idea to make that if you're in a multiplayer game. But run whatever you like. I usually find myself making a war machine to help with crowd control doing my exfils, but I don't always end up using them, they're just there in case. Anyway, that has been my little guide to salvage in Cold War Zombies. I hope it's been informative enough for you guys to understand its purpose now. Special shout out to Josh, Kyle, Ross, George and the Callums. This is for you, babies. Also, big shout out to my crew members Fraser and Alan, who actually waited for me before playing this amazing experience. I love you guys. So thank you so much for watching, freaks, and I'll see you next time something funny happens in one of my games. Smell you later, Sapiens.